Namaste everyone and welcome into today's short introduction of Pranayama and demonstration of one of its technique, which is Nadi Sodhan or alternate breathing. Before I explain you what is alternate breathing, let me just first give some few information about Pranayama. Pranayama is derivated from Sanskrit word prana and ayama. Prana means vital energy or a life force, while ayama means extension. But prana, it's much more than air and oxygen we breathe. It's more subtle and it should not be considered just as a breathing technique which enable us to have more oxygen into our lungs. So it utilizes our breathing to actually affect the prana flows into our nadis, which are energy channels or energy carriers. There are 72,000 of nadis in our body, from which are three the most important: Ida from the left side, Pingala, which flows from a right side, and Sushumna Nadi, which goes through our spinal, which is placed on the center of our spinal cord. So if asana, training our mind through yoga asanas practicing, pranayama actually directly controlled our mind. So as I said, there are different types of pranayama, and for all of them there are some general instruction. For example, the right time. For example, what is the right time and when we should practice? Actually, the right time for practicing pranayama, it's early morning between 4 a.m. And 6 a.m. or just 15 to 20 minutes after our asana practice, or after the sunset before our dinner. So we usually practice pranayama on empty stomach, or if we practice it in the evening before the dinner, the gap between the last meal and practicing of pranayama should be like 3-4 hours. So the best is to practice pranayama always at the same place and the same time. The room should be clean and ventilated, and if it's possible, with as less possible distraction. We can practice in a loose clothes, and important thing is that we not dress too much, because pranayama itself produces a lot of heat. Maybe one more thing, we always should sit in a comfortable pose with a erected spine and straight back and head, with relaxed shoulders, closed eyes, and our heads usually hands rest on our knees. So this is basic information that we usually use for all techniques. So I choose Nadi Sodhan or Anuloma Viloma technique, which is balancing technique of pranayama. It cleanses all our nadis. It also increases our awareness, our concentration, and our sensitivity. But the most important thing is that it balances our nervous and pranic system. So alternate breathing or Anulom Vilom, it composed from three aspects of pranayama, which is inhalation or puraka, exhalation or rechaka, and breath retention, which can be internal breath retention, like in Sanskrit word we said antar, or external breath retention, bahir, and kevala kumbhaka, or spontaneous withhold of breath. So why it's called alternating breathing? Just because we inhale through one nostril and then we exhale through another nostril. In this technique we always start to breathe from from the left side. So first we should close our right nostril. But before that, always before we start any technique of pranayama, we should, as I said, properly we should sit, so with straight spine, straight head, relaxed shoulders, face, and also we place our hands are rest on our knees. But for this technique we also use Nasika Mudra. Nasika Mudra is we can make it on the way that our index finger and our middle finger are folded, while our ring finger, little finger and thumb are straight. Why? Because when we alternate closing of the nostril, so we use the thumb and the ring finger. So before we start, we should do few inhalation and exhalation, or just always we should exhale. So let's exhale first. And now we start. So as I said, first we close our right nostril, and then we are going to inhale onto our left nostril. Then we close our nostril with a ring finger, and after some time we open our right nostril and we exhale through the right nostril. Once again, we inhale through the right nostril. We keep closed both nostrils, and then we exhale through the left nostril. So this is one round. But now we are going back to see to feel what we are doing. So first we close the right nostril, so first exhale, then inhale, and then try to notice very small pause, which is actually internal retention of the breath before you close your nostril. Then close it, and then when exhale onto the right side, again you will feel a small pause, which is external retention back here, and then again inhale, close, and then exhale through the right nostril. So this is only complete one round, and it could be, we can practice 10 to 12 rounds daily. So after some time, after some time of practicing, when our lungs becomes more strong, then we can introduce ourselves or our students with different ratios. So the starting ratio could be 1-1-1. That means 1 is like unit. That means that the inhalation, exhalation and retention of the breath should be of the same duration. So this unit can be 5 seconds or 5 ohm. It's not important, but it's very important that those duration of inhalation and exhalation is the same. For example, let's do one more time. So inhale, like then breathe, small pause, and we close the nostril. We should for the same we close the nostril for the same time, the same duration as we inhale, and now we exhale through the right nostril with the same duration. Then small retention, and then inhale again. We close, we hold for 5 seconds or 5 oths, whatever, and then we exhale. So after some time, this ratio can also be changed. So we can increase, if we have now 1-1-1, we can change to 1-1-2. That means that our exhalation will be twice long as our inhalation and hold. And or after some time we can also increase the unit. So instead of 5 seconds or 5 ohms, we can do 6. So in the case of ratio 1-2, it will be like 6, 12, 12. So I hope I explain the method on the most easier way. Wish you all the best, dear yogis, and see you in the next video. Namaste.